Margrethe Vestager, Social Liberals. You spent a long time with the Social Democrats in the early 1990s preparing an economic plan that would save the Danish economy 15 years hence. We're reaching that time now. Do you think that your party, together with the Socialist People's Party, should get together and prolong that plan, maybe renew the plan?
Well, I think it's very important to renew the plan because the current budget deficit is 86 billion Danish crowns. It has changed dramatically just within a year. And, because of the crisis. And I think that we need a recovery plan because the current government, their 2050 economic plan, it is totally in array. So we need a new plan, we need to consolidate. Also because that if you care about welfare, not tomorrow but the day after, then you have to make the necessary reforms because Denmark, as most European countries, would face the fact that the huge generations, they take very well-deserved retirement within few years. So we are going to need more labor in schools, hospitals, care for the elderly, not to mention all our businesses and enterprises who of course need labor as well. So reform and economic plan is very, very high on our agenda.
But that would also indicate that there's a need for new labour, perhaps immigrants, to come and work in this country.
Yes, as it's already obvious, a lot of people have come here in the times where the times were very, very good. Some leave, of course, when recession hits you. But in the future, Denmark will have a huge need for people coming here. Not only experts, but of course also carpenters, whatever, people who have competences within masonry. So I think that people will keep on coming here, and I hope that the Danes will be perceived as an open and welcoming population because we are very much dependent on other people.
But do you think your party and the Social Democrats and Socialist People's Party can agree on an immigration and integration policy? You're not really in agreement at the moment, are you?
Well, I think that our disagreement is on the area where people actually love each other, which is of course a paradox. That should be the easiest things to handle that. If you're in love with the Dane, of course you should be allowed to live here. That is causing conflict. But we have, I think, agreement on asylum, and we have a very good sort of political debate about green doors, blue doors, how to allow people to come here if they have a job. Do they have to keep on queuing in our administration, or could that be done more flexible so that the businesses could get qualified employees when they need them? Also because it's so expensive to recruit from abroad, so we need more international schools, more spouse programs, maybe a more English-speaking bureaucracy, so that you enable yourself to actually participate in the Danish society until you learn to speak Danish.
That's an interesting way of looking at things. Yesterday's Politiken, there were 4 political commentators who looked at the coming government, Social Democrat, Socialist People's Party and Social Liberals, and all 4 put you as the Business and Economic Affairs Minister, and perhaps the only minister with any ministerial experience.
Yes.
How do you view those proposals?
Well, personally, I have such a first things first approach, and we need a new majority before we can form a new government. And I think it's very important to focus on that and what should be the new political agenda in Denmark, how to make a new way out of the crisis, and also to enable Denmark to be a free and open society. So for me, first a new majority, then a government, and after that we can discuss who's going to take care of what.
And what do you think the themes will be for the coming general election, which may be in 2 years' time, has been 2 and 4 years' time?
I think we still have to focus on economics because, you know, the real sort of healthy thing for families is to know that there is somebody in charge who actually cares. We have to focus on climate and environment. Denmark should do her bit as one thing, and second, there's a huge opportunity for Danish businesses. And thirdly, I think that education is very important, both as a means to change in the times of crisis, but also because education is what you build a society on. So education is coming back very strongly on the political agenda.
Margrethe Vestager, thank you much indeed.
You're welcome.
Michael de Laine for the Copenhagen Voice.